To most people out there, racism is a personal subject, one of the worst aspects of mankind, something that should be eliminated. Or should it? While most people see racism as an ignorant practice for ignorant people, others see it as a tool for dividing the masses into smaller, weaker segments of the population. Nowhere is racism more prevalent than on television and the mass media. They try to play the race card whenever possible. And you think that a subject that is so sensitive to so many people will be handled with some sort of care. Yet this term is thrown around at the drop of a hat.
You believe that rap has done more to help racism than anything else in our culture at this time.
In fact, he's half white. So even in a racist mind, he's half right. So if you got a racist mind, it's all right. My president is black, but his house is all white.
It's difficult to teach racism because racism is taught in the home.
That's where you're wrong.
It sounds racist to me.
It is racism.
Racism.
She's a racist.
Racial attacks.
And that's not being a racial provocateur.
This is about hating a black man.
Socialist is becoming the new N-word.
Go back to Africa.
So you don't think it has a wit of racial...
Just the fact that we have a black president and obviously a black first lady, I think angers a lot of people.
Does that make you a racist? This is racism straight up.
Okay, how come no one is coming out and saying that that's racist?
But he's a racist.
Has to be racist.
It sounds like people are mad we have a black first lady.
Was rooted in racism.
Is race a factor in this story?
You don't see a racialist undertone?
Demonstrated animosity toward President Barack Obama is based on the fact that he is a black man, that he's African American.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
You know, I forgot he was black tonight for an hour. I was watching, I said, wait a minute, he's an African-American guy in front of a bunch of other white people. It sounds racist to me.
Race, gender, party affiliation, political causes, even gangs are just another form of dividing the masses into smaller, weaker groups. The truth is, all this fighting amongst the masses is only to make sure you don't see the only real division amongst mankind. There are only two types of people in this world, the haves and the have-nots, the elite and the masses. The elite stay on top because they know how to play the masses against each other for their own personal gain. The truth is, no matter what your race, political affiliation, or anything else, you are still just a pawn, being played against other pawns while they live a life you could only dream of.
Bailed out banks are spending billions in taxpayer money. Northern Trust Bank, which received $1.6 billion in bailout money, by the way, bankrolled a Los Angeles golf weekend for hundreds of its top clients, featuring performances by Sheryl Crow, Tiffany's gift bags, and hotel stays at the Beverly Wilshire.
But we got Americans with families can't even buy a meal. Ask a brother who's been downsized if he's getting any deal. Or a white boy bust an ass till they put him in his grave. He ain't got to be a black boy to be living like a slave. Rich people have always stayed on top by dividing white people from colored people. But white people got more in common with colored people than they do with rich people.